My brother stole my ID because I won't let him move in. My dad criticized, "You are selfish. Share your wealth." I sued him. He is facing jail time. I'm 29 years old, and I finally got my own place after 7 years of working 2 jobs and attending night classes. It's a studio apartment above a laundromat in a neighborhood that's still gentrifying, but it's mine. Every piece of furniture, every dish in the cabinet, every painting on the wall, I bought it myself. No help, no co-signers, no family loans, just me. 2 weeks after I moved in, my younger brother Tyler showed up at my door. It was 9 p.m. on a Thursday, and he had 2 duffel bags and that look on his face. The one that says he's already decided how this conversation is going to go. He needed a place to stay. Just temporarily, he said. Maybe a month or 2. His last roommate situation didn't work out. I later found out it was his 3rd eviction in 18 months. He'd been couch surfing ever since, burning through friends until nobody would take him in anymore. I told him I didn't have the space. My apartment is 400 square feet. There's barely room for me, let alone someone else and their entire life in 2 bags. He didn't take it well, started saying I'd changed, that I thought I was too good for family now, called me selfish and heartless right there in my doorway. I held my ground. He left angry, slamming my building's door hard enough that my neighbor came out to check if everything was okay. The next day, my dad called. He didn't ask how I was doing or congratulate me on the new place. He just launched right into it. Tyler told him what happened, and Dad was disappointed in me, really disappointed. He said I was being selfish, that family helps family, that I had space and resources I should be sharing. He made it sound like I was hoarding wealth while Tyler struggled on the streets. I tried explaining my side, but he cut me off, said I was making excuses and that he raised me better than this. The guilt trip lasted 20 minutes. By the time I hung up, I felt sick to my stomach, but I didn't back down. For the next week, I got texts from Dad. Passive-aggressive messages about family loyalty, about how Tyler just needed one break, about how I'd regret not helping when I had the chance. I stopped responding after the 3rd one. Then, 10 days after Tyler showed up at my door, my credit card got declined at the grocery store. I was buying basics, eggs, bread, coffee, and the cashier handed my card back with an apologetic smile. Insufficient funds. I checked my bank account right there in the checkout line. My stomach dropped. Someone had opened 3 new credit cards in my name. All of them maxed out. $8,000 total across the 3 cards. The charges were recent. Gaming consoles, designer sneakers, a leather jacket, expensive dinners, bottle service at downtown clubs. I didn't buy any of it. I drove straight home, called the credit card companies, and froze everything. Then I filed fraud reports with all 3 bureaus. They said they'd investigate, but it would take time. 2 days later, a bank investigator called me. She asked if I'd been to my father's house recently, if I'd used his computer or Wi-Fi for anything financial. I said no. She told me the credit card applications were all submitted from my father's IP address. All 3 of them. I felt like I'd been punched in the chest. I asked her if she was sure. She said the timestamps, the IP logs, everything pointed to his home network. They'd used an old tax document I'd left at his house 2 years ago when I was filing from there to avoid paying for software. It clicked into place immediately. This wasn't just Tyler acting alone. Dad wasn't just guilting me with texts. He was actively helping Tyler steal my identity as punishment for saying no. They were working together. I didn't hesitate. I contacted a lawyer that same afternoon. She told me I had a solid case and that this kind of fraud, especially involving family, was taken seriously. I filed a police report the next day, signed an affidavit, handed over every piece of evidence I had. 3 days later, police showed up at my father's house with a warrant. Tyler was there when they arrived, wearing a $900 leather jacket that had been purchased with one of my stolen cards. He tried to run out the back door, but didn't get far. Dad tried to claim he had no idea what Tyler was doing, that Tyler must have used his computer without permission, but the investigators pulled the logs. The applications weren't just submitted from his IP address, they were submitted from his laptop, during hours when he was home alone, using his login credentials. They both got hit with identity theft and fraud charges. Tyler had violated probation from a previous theft case, so the prosecutor added that to his sentence. He's looking at 3 years minimum. Dad's facing 18 months and a felony record that'll follow him for life. My aunt called me yesterday, sobbing, begging me to drop the charges and let the family handle this privately. I told her the same thing Dad told me on that phone call. Some people need to learn responsibility the hard way.